This would make a really sick double bill with Free Solo. Hi everyone. It's me, Grant the Movie and TV Guy. Hello, how you doing this fine Tuesday evening? We got an advanced review, an early review, which I don't get to do very often, so this is really exciting. Courtesy of Fathom Events, thank you Fathom Events. And that film is, cause movies and TV, that's what we do here. The film is The Alpinist. The Alpinist is directed by Peter Mortimer and Nick Rosen. And the film is, why I mentioned Free Solo is, Alex Honnold is in the film, and has been very active in promoting it on social media. This film is getting, I believe, a wide release on Friday, or at least a semi-wide, maybe limited release and expanding wide over the fall. I don't know. But this film is, I got to check it out tonight. I made a couple of nice friends at my screenings. It was me and two other people, and they actually subscribed tonight. So thanks, welcome new subscribers. And what's The Alpinist about? Well, it is a documentary centered on a different kind of free solo climber, the late Marc-Andre Leclerc, based in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And basically, he's this guy who grew up with ADHD. He kind of didn't, he's kind of introverted, but he does have charisma and kind of a sense of the camera, and essentially, he's a free solo climber, and they were basically setting out, the filmmakers, Peter Mortimer and Nick Rosen, to make a film just about this guy who climbed, and free solo climbed these mountain peaks, and what's interesting is that how it differs even from Free Solo. Like, Alex Honnold mentions Free Solo in the film and says, like, where it differs is, there is some more, whereas where I was doing El Cap, he says, like, there was some, something to grip onto. He's, like, on snow and hard ice, like daggers of ice, where he basically has to, it's much more treacherous, basically, which ultimately has a devastating effect later on. I'm just going to come out with it right now because this is not really a spoiler. This is really what happened. He is no longer with us. Marc-Andre Leclerc died in 2018 at the young age of 25 years old. And this is about, that kind of comes into play later, but for the most part, this film is just about his climbing. I'm going to put this right here. I really love The Alpinist. And one of the things I loved about it was it has... The thing about it in comparison to Free Solo, because it's inevitable you compare the two, because of how similar the subject matter is and the similarities between some of the people behind it. Free Solo ended up having an ending that is, like, of the stuff of Hollywood dreams, and it happened to be, like, any documentary filmmaker would just feel so lucky to get that kind of conclusion to their story. Marc-Andre didn't get that ending, and so this is kind of the more tragic flip side, and what makes it really good is it has something similar to Free Solo in the sense that Free Solo in a lot of ways was sort of meta in the sense that the filmmakers kind of became major characters in the story as it went along. Particularly Jimmy Chin, who is one of the two filmmakers. I believe he directed with his wife. In this film, Peter Mortimer, one of the directors, also narrates the film, and he kind of has, there's sort of a chunk in the film where his girlfriend, Brett, who just, like, devoted, loves him very much, who's now, I think, since become, like, a major climber, talks about how he doesn't really want to be in a movie. He kind of wants to, he really could care less. He just kind of wants to climb. He doesn't care about the camera on him. So there's a period where he goes dark. Like, there's, like a extended period where he's not, the filmmakers even bought him a phone, because the thing is, he doesn't have a phone. And he actually lives in, like, a stairwell of, like, a building. He kind of lives sort of a nomadic existence. He kind of stops where he stops, and he doesn't have a car, and he doesn't have a phone. They give him a phone, and basically, he's off the radar because he kind of gets frustrated with all the filming. And so to make up for it, they film the social media videos to cover the empty space. So there is this sort of almost Spike Jonesian. There's some things he just would not film because he was kind of stubborn and he didn't want to film it. So they have to fill in the blanks, and they find really clever ways through the talking heads and through that kind of extra, ancillary kind of footage, getting the film to look as great as it does and feel as great as it does. And then eventually he decides to film himself for the remainder of it, with his friend as kind of the cinematographer. this movie was fascinating, and one of the things I think that helped similar to the Alex Honnold is Marc-Andre Leclerc is a really lovable film subject. Yes, he can be frustrating at times, as could Alex Honnold, but that's kind of part of what makes him so interesting. You kind of feel the I really think it's cool that we have this now in even the movie knowledge that we live in a world where mountain climbing and free soloing has kind of become a big deal since the aforementioned Free Solo won the Best Documentary Oscar in 2019. And honestly, of the nominated films, I still think Won't You Be My Neighbor was the best one, but Free Solo was on my best of list, and I totally was okay with it. Of the ones they chose, that was the best one. The thing about it is that it does really make a good companion piece. And once they get to the inevitable tragic thing, it's genuinely moving because it's just that raw, the people who knew him and loved him. And they did it. They didn't want to include it in the film. I think they even said, like, we were editing what the film was going to be, and then it happened, and we knew we couldn't leave it out. And they do it in a way also that does not exploit him. The way they use at that point in the story is very moving, very subtle. I love this film. I thought this film was fantastic. My minor problem is, along with the ending, inevitably, just by the nature of his life itself, can't be quite as triumphant as Free Solo was. It's also kind of a little too short. It kind of breezes past. It's about 82 or 84 minutes, and it moves a little too quickly at times. But regardless, that's not going to keep me from. See my finger gun? You see it? That's right, gentlemen. 5 stars. Boom, boom, boom. 5 stars out of 5. My 5-star gun. I can't help it. 5 stars out of 5. I love The Alpinist, and I really, really, really cannot wait to see it again and buy it on Blu-ray. Like I did Free Solo, because this movie's awesome. So, let's close the book on it. 5 out of 5 stars. Let's, get home and get some supper. So, but trailer trash, none. It was a Fathom screening, so we didn't actually. The movie started kind of late. It was supposed to start at 7. It started like 7:20, and the movie just kind of started. So we didn't know. We did not get trailers. But was there shawarma? Not in the main film, but our version. I don't know if this is going to be with the actual theatrical screening. I think it is exclusive to the Fathom screening. We did have about a 5-minute Q&A with the filmmakers. That was really, really terrific. After the film's credits. But no, in the main film, no, there's nothing during after the credits. There's a little bit of footage of snow, but otherwise, no, the credits are just kind of the credits. Kind of a good song, though. I like the song. Kind of wish I had my Shazam out so I could find out what the name of the song was. So anyway, that's it. We will be back. We're gonna do I think, a super duper goodie bag again, because just like iCarly season 1 and Dead Pixel season 2 and Superman and Lois season 1, we got a lot of shows to talk about, and I kind of want to do the grab bag of it. Next review we're planning on is Thursday night, early evening. We're checking out Show Me the Father. It's a new documentary that has the potential to be another, Christian films are tricky for me because they really have to, Girl Who Believes in Miracles or Jesus was so bad. That was the last one I saw in the theater. I'm really glad that God's Not Dead 4 is technically a Fathom event, so I don't have to see it, because it's not technically a wide release at my theater. Yes. But, I am seeing Show Me the Father. I'll give it, justice. I'm gonna go in like any movie wanting to like it, but who knows. We're gonna see that Thursday, though, and for those interested, that's when the review will be. And then Friday, we're checking out Malignant. We're not getting the card counted this weekend, unfortunately. I really want to check that one out. We're also not getting the Queen pins, although I think in a couple weeks it's going to be on Paramount Plus, so I'll review it then. Also this weekend, speaking of Paramount Plus, we're going to check out... It's also playing in select theaters at AMC, not ours. Star-Crossed, the Casey Musgraves visual album kind of film that she's doing. I can't wait to check that one out. With some really cool guests in it. And then we are also talking Lucifer, the 6th and final season of Lucifer, sometime this weekend as well. And next week, I think we have at least Cop Shop and Cry Macho. I think we might also have, if they open, I really hope they do, maybe Ghost in the Shell. They're doing the IMAX re-release, and maybe Eyes of Tammy Faye, and I'm sure something else. And everybody's talking about Jamie. That's another one next week. So My Son on Wednesday, and the movie My Son. I don't have any kids. My Son, and what was the other one? Oh, and Jack Whitehall Travels with My Father, the final season. Okay, that'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. See it all, I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all, appreciate you all. I love you all customized, I love you 3000, kind of one another. If you like this, give it a like if you want to, give me a subscribe if you want to. Click the bell, I don't know what it does, but that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to find me elsewhere, I am on letterboxd.com at Grant the Movie and TV Guy. And yeah, go check out The Alpinist when it opens this weekend. It's not out yet. I'm sure you guys will love it. And thank you all. Take care. Have a good evening. See ya.